We have a big ass problem. What's up, you guys? Yo, we got a problem, guys. We got a problem here that's undermining my mission to succeed in the esports world. I have issues with my organization, and I need some insight. I don't want to leave yet. I see a lot of potential in this organization, but that shit is just not good for my health. Alright? I got like 15 minutes to tell you guys what's on my mind. Now, I gotta make this quick. Okay? Well, I'm gonna go into a party chat. So, this is the dealio. I've been playing with this organization, Daytech, for a while now. Not that much has been accomplished. It's just a good group of people. Well, at least they used to be. Now, the issue being here is that I played for these guys. I was made captain of the esports team. I was given a group of children. They weren't even teenagers, they were children, and was expected to make a team out of it. Obviously, the guy who gave me this job was Leo, Rumor OG. Good friend of mine. Consider him a friend. Rumor wanted me to play CWO with these kids. If you don't know, the ESL, ESWC, and all those other LAN-based programs are 18 and up. So regardless, I couldn't do anything with these teams. I was just going to say, I'm just going to make a team, do a couple team scrims, get some practice out of this, because obviously I can't even team with these kids. Not possible. So, what ended up happening is that I left. I was like, I can't do this. You're giving me an impossible task that I told you was not possible, yet you expect me to do it. So I told him, I was like, look, I'm going to go play LAN with a group of kids. Won't be playing for Daytech. I'm leaving for a little bit. He was like, alright. He's like, thanks for everything. I was just like, yeah, sure. We left as friends. Now, God Squad, the team that I played LAN with, we never saw a successful LAN. Because I didn't get along with any of the players. Well, actually, I got along with most of the players. Except for one kid named Ivan. And that kid's just fucking lost in the game half the time. So, the issue being here is I went back to Daytech. Went back. It's like, and I got a pretty warm welcome out of some people that were already in there. Rumor was like, welcome back, dude. Thanks for coming back. It was a good time. Now, I had realized that I had been replaced as the esports captain. And, it was given, the position was given to a very well qualified player, Daytech Squishy. I've streamed with him, you guys have seen him play. He's what we call the GOAT. Well, not the GOAT, but I mean, like, he's really good. He's got good leadership skills, although he, his impatience gets to him sometimes. He gets a little frustrated. But that's just like what you would do when you're like the captain, when you're the captain of a team. Sometimes you would get unimpatient with your players because they're not doing what you told them to. You expect lanes to be watched, plays to be made that weren't made, stuff like that. It's like a captain's job, same as a sports team. Now, told him, I was like, I can play with him, I don't care. Because he already had a set squad at the time. So he was like, what I'm giving you the option to do is build your own team. I was like, alright, I'll build my own team. And what I didn't realize until like about a month ago, is that in the time that I was gone from Daytag, we had picked up so many e-girls. Like, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2 or 3. We picked up at least 5 or 6 of these fuckers. And don't get me wrong, like, our social media manager, Becca, is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. She went through a tough time, and we were friends during that time. Hey, you're a bad girl. Bad girl. Bad girl. But the issue here is that I didn't have a problem with them, right? And we picked up this girl named, she ended up being called Daytag Lunar or something. Luna, there we go. And everything, usually when we're in this, when we're in a party or a group chat, before any of the problems happen, we were getting along. I didn't really talk to her, she didn't talk to me. And I don't care about e-girls, honestly. E-girls are just something that, like, come and go. Like, and you can't even, like, people that say, like, oh, I fell in love with an e-girl. Like, oh, yeah, but, like, how are you gonna do anything? Like, it's just an online relationship. Like, you guys won't see each other. Y'all say, yo, I love you, and you guys live across the goddamn country. Like, y'all can't do shit. Once again, that's none of my business. What you people decide to do with your e-girls is not any of my business. It just sounds stupid and looks stupid. She's cute, don't get me wrong. The thing is that she's on like a constant feminist mode where you can't make, feminist jokes or anything that are anti-feminist. You can't you can't make a single joke because she will blow her shit up. She's Puerto Rican. Like, I didn't expect much, and I did expect the whole, outburst at the slightest syllable of a feminist joke. But she, like, takes it to a level where it becomes like a community roast in between each other. Like, the girls are standing up for her, the guys are just laughing their ass off, or they're like, he has a point. And then she's like, no, okay. And then she has a big problem. And the thing is, she whines to Leo. Leo, being a man, like, we all understand that if you're a man and a girl is pretty hot, you're going to be like, you. I'm not even going to lie. Sometimes there's no bro code amongst guys. And she's going to be like, what, just let her be. She's just a girl and shit like that. My battery right now. Nope, we're good. And, like, I understand that. Like, it's a girl, you're trying to be nice. And he's just like, just let her be, like, as if it's, like, something, like as if it's something small. Just go get it for her, then. Yeah, you can eat breakfast in 3 seconds. Sorry about that. And, it's just something that, like, it just bothered me. I got over it. And whatever, but it's, like, it was happening on, like, a daily basis, right? And ever since, when you joined Daytag, Leo has the weird custom of making you a revamp. Now, if you don't know what a revamp is a Twitter banner, a Twitch banner, a logo for all social media, and something that says official player, or like this is the official channel, like little shit like that. I'm like, you know, we're thankful for it. A lot of people get cool edits. I got a knight for some reason that didn't even match my gamer tag. It was just like, whatever. Like, I didn't really care. I don't even use a revamp on like literally any of my social media, not even on my Game Battles account. I was FlanXOG, which was a misspelled version of Phalanx, or Phalanx, which is like the triangle formation that the Spartans use in 300 and shit. I just thought it sounded fucking cool. And what ended up happening was he put a medieval knight, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this, man? Like, he's like, oh, my bad. You should have reviewed it before I finished it. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't even end up using it. Aside from the point, I asked that of him as soon as I joined, right? He's like, dude, I'll get it to you. Don't worry. Like, just focus on the gameplay, right? And I was like, all right. 2 months go by and my shit's not even done. But the funny thing is that like within the week that Luna joined, she got her shit like during that week. Like, she got a full edit. She got everything that she wanted. I don't think that she has a Twitch or a YouTube channel. But if she did, I'm pretty sure Leo would have been on the fucking case the second that she got her channel done. And that shit sort of heated me because, like, dude, I've been waiting for fucking 2 months. I literally had to go and pay for a revamp done. What I ended up doing, since I didn't get mine done, my friend's mom is a photographer, so we borrowed her camera, took some headshots, and then send it to this guy who made a pretty nice revamp. It looked really nice, and it said, like, you know, official Twitter or official Twitch of Formula. And I loved it. It looked nice. I still use it. I still even use the headshots for something else. I re-edited some else, like my stream banners that say, like, on Twitter that say streaming, join the stream or something like that. And it has all the sponsors that we got. Like, I have everything done for myself because I did it for myself. The thing about them is that everything's baby fed to them. Like, and if you look at it, all of the esports players, I'm just gonna start playing. All the esports players that play, they get their own shit. I'm gonna just do, fuck this. I don't feel like setting it up. Like, they all, like, they do that shit for themselves. And it's not like a thing where, you know, they pay to do it. Like, people who are just fans, and I you know, I get them, they're fans. They do that shit for them, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, I see the ones for Attach, and it's when he's at a LAN, he gets hyped, like, he's standing up and shit like that. Like, that's fucking cool. Like, I fucks with it. But when you're like, how do you say it? When you've been waiting as long as I have for a revamp, and I still haven't gotten it, like, it's kind of upsetting. But, you know, there's not much I can do at that, like, certain point. Where it's gotten to the point, like, it's gotten to that extent where I'm just mad that she got hers ahead of mine, like, faster than I did. And I know I'm, like, droning on about this, but that's what I'm like. And, you know, I sort of had to swallow. I'm like, oh well, she's an e-girl. Like, what can you do? But recently, I got into a little fiasco, and it started from literally nothing. Like, it started from me joining a party and saying, "Sup, guys?" And then she's like, "Oh, here comes the faggot." And I was just like, where did that come from? Like, that was literally the most uncalled for thing I've ever heard. Like, she just went out and called me a straight faggot, and I was just like, the fuck was that for, dude? And everyone was like, well, not everyone, but, like, some of the people were like, that's highly uncalled for. And I went and flat out roasted her. I took a picture of her, and I edited it to where it said, it triggered, like, the feminist triggered meme. And she's just like, you're such a fucking child. And I'm like, you literally went out of your way to call me a faggot for, like, zero reason. And I asked her, I was like, was there a specific reason why you did that? I thought I was about to get turned on with a weevil. I would have cried. And, dude, by the way, start running laser sight on this gun. This gun is fucking OP with the laser sight. And, so you went out of your way to go and call me that. She's like, whatever, like, you're irrelevant, da-da-da. You know, shit that little girls say. If she had a solid argument, she wouldn't have said that. Like, She wouldn't have said, "Oh, you're irrelevant." Like, I only know a couple people that say that, and they're like practically children. They're like, "Oh, you're irrelevant," and it was like a child's argument. I didn't want to like go into depth into like what the argument was about. But I went and flat out roasted her because, you know, I don't play that shit, homie. And then this one girl comes out and she's like, why you got to roast, and like you ain't shit, and I'm like that. But the funny thing is, like, that girl is literally like not even good for us to even have on the org, because not about like a month and a half ago, her nudes got exposed to literally everyone in the Instagram like semi-pro community and the sniping community, because she is a feeder, and she, like, all her nudes got leaked. And I think it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, because she seemed like a really good, like, really nice girl, and you know, it's not something that I like would go and chase, because she's probably like 16 or 17. But she flat out got like, she got exposed. And then when I called her on it, like, everybody said that, you know, I'm gonna be really mean right now, but they called her roast beef. I can't imagine why, but you know, I think you guys got enough imagination to know why. And they flat out just start calling her roast beef. So I took a picture from like Google, and I took a picture of roast beef, and I posted in the chat. I'm like, what were you saying? And she's like, dude, she's like, you didn't even have to go that far, and da 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 da. And then I'm the one who gets in trouble when she flat out came out and called me a faggot. Like, Leo, what's wrong? Hormones, my dude. Like, her business really isn't none of mine. But when I get publicly roasted like that, like, shit's not, like, I'm gonna get pretty upset about that. I didn't do anything wrong, and then I'm the one getting roasted about it. Like, it's like I'm the one who did something wrong. And you know, I don't mean to whine like a kid, but that shit really bothered me.
Lightning strike awaiting coordinates.
I hate the Weevil, dude. This shit is so fucking weak. Like shooting a pebble gun. RG little bitch. And it wouldn't be anything if it stayed public. She continued to, like, not like verbally harass me, but it was more of a, like, that shit got annoying. Like, the harassment is something that, like, I've dealt with a while, because, like, I went to like a really fucked up high school where it's just a bunch of rich white kids that use the most like derogatory terms for people, and it's something that I've already like grown up dealing with, and that shit don't faze me no more. It don't phase me up anymore. Phase up. But when somebody goes and flats out does it like that, and they belong to what I'm hoping, a professional gaming organization, I'm pretty sure there should be some sort of punishment involved at least. And she got nothing of the sort. She got like a timeout. She's like, both of you guys, like, he did it plainly. Timeout. Like, I don't think that anybody deserves to be disrespected like that. And then she said, she's like, you're irrelevant. And she started dating Squish, which is the other captain. And I don't know if he takes it seriously or not. I told him, I was just like, man, I was like, I hope you the best. Like, that's your problem now. And she's like, there is no problem. Like, yeah, there is. Like, there's a big problem, because I don't know if you're playing or not, but that, unless you like see somebody, you can't really have like, if you don't see them on a daily basis, like, I don't know why you would even consider that relationship. That just sounds stupid. Like, you don't even go to events or LAN, so you can't even like consider a specific relationship a relationship solely because it's over the internet. Like, Shit don't make sense. That's like an eHarmony relationship. Nobody considers that shit like even relevant. Unless they're from like the same city, and these fools live literally like a country apart. Actually, they live on the same country, but that shit is far away. They live far away from each other. What? Yo, dude, that kid ate. This shit is fucking public. It's custom matches. Whatever, dude. But what I'm getting at is like, I was disrespecting. I don't. Disrespect from me is not a joke. Like, I don't take that shit like a joke. A lot of people are like, oh, dude, they're just fucking around. Like, nah, dude, I don't play that shit, homie. And I just flat out roasted her. And then me being an admin in the chat, I went and did admin shit, and I banned her from the chat. I kicked her out of the chat. I was like, you're pissing me off. I'm not about to deal with this. So what I ended up doing, I banned her from the chat. You know, shit that responsible adults do. And rumors like, dude, I'm about to kick you from the chat. Like, dude, kick me. It's a fucking chat. You think I care? Like, and then she's like, no, you can't because you made him an admin, you idiot. And I was just like, yeah, because I have a role on this team. You're just a streamer slash feeder. Like, I'm sorry, but you're partially irrelevant to me. You're not on my team. You don't have anything to do with me. You're not even helping, and you're not in the way. You're just like, actually she is in the way. And she's like, if she was like, you know, like if she didn't fuck with me at all, like she didn't mess with me, I wouldn't have that problem. But she, like, I can't even be in the chat without her trying to, like, attempting to roast me or something like that. And I know it sounds really childish, but like that shit gets old after a while. And I went and I banned her from, couldn't join. Like, I banned her one time, and she's like, oh, she's like, you gonna try to ban me again? And she tests me, and I have a really low patience. Even though I'm about to become I'm going to school to become a teacher. Like, I have really low patience for bullshit. That's why I can probably like never be a high school teacher, because I can't take these high school antics, man. Like, that shit just pisses me off. Like, I like to play jokes every once in a while, and I like to make fun of things, specific things. But you cannot play with people's, like, fucking respect, dude. And I don't play with that shit. And she's playing with it like as if it's some sort of fucking toy. It's just like, that shit's not right. And the funny thing is, the guy didn't even do anything about it. Like, Leo doesn't do anything about it solely because like, oh, she hits clips. And I was like, dude, I don't give a rat's ass if she hits clips. Like, that shit's just straight up fucked up. I don't go and call you out on the shit you do, but whatever, man. And the funny thing is that I decide to go and ban her from the chat, and then everybody starts fucking leaving, like oh, sympathy for the roasted e-girl. Like, that's not something that I want to fucking deal with, because now everybody, like, they don't fuck with me, they don't talk to me. Like, I don't care. It's just that those people are also the people that I practice with and, you know, play aids with, and now they're like, oh, I don't fuck with you because you're annoying, you're calling people out. Like, okay, I don't have my best days. And apparently that, like, there's e-girls. Like, I don't have a problem against, like, all the e-girls in our clan, like, or the org. Like, I don't have a problem with people. It's just her and then the roast beef girl. And everybody roasts on it, like, low-key. Like, I talk to Squish all the time, and he roasts her. They're like, oh, why'd you bring Sierra, that's her name. Like, they're like, oh, they brought her back. And people talk shit amongst each other, but no one's willing to, like, say it out loud because they're gonna get bitched at by rumor. Like, it's okay. Like, you could do a lot better, but I could roast a lot worse. Like, I could go on in people's lives. Like, I will go in your life and just, like, take the smallest bit of, like, detail of your life and just roast shit out of you with it. But I choose not to, because I'm trying to grow up. Like, I'm not trying to play that childish shit anymore. and you go and flat out like disrespect me like that, like we gonna have some issues. And I warned her, I was like, dude, we have an issue. She's like, we better not, like as if she's fucking threatening me. I'm like, are you high? Like, do you know who I am? We'll go in on your life, fam. Like, you don't want this work. I warned her too. She doesn't want to listen, so I went in on her life. And then I'm the one getting bitched at. And, you know, that was just like, well, so I said, I was like, Houston, we have a fucking problem here because something's not happening. And the funny thing is that they're like, you don't ever do anything, you don't ever play. Like, every time I ever hop onto this game, I'm either grinding contracts and usually streaming it. That's the funny thing, I stream all the time. And, you know, I'm not putting clips together or something. Apparently, like my game battles are like my highlights, dude. Like, I pull some clutch shit. I should be apparently uploading to Instagram. Like, I don't give a rat's ass about Instagram's just for contacting people. Like, I don't care. Like, and he expects me to be doing all that fuck shit, and I'm just like, dude, no, I mean, he wants me to put a team together, but he doesn't realize the concept of an esports player is not just to constantly have a team and just grind with your team. The concept of, why are only 5 bots spawning in? Like, what the fuck is this, man? The concept of an esports player is not to just have one team and practice with that one team. It's to play with everybody, as many people as they can, just to get practice. Like, you don't ever see Optic just play with the Optic players. You see them play with Cloud9 players, Complexiers. You see them play with people like Philo, iBad's not even, or Bezo, he's not even on an organization and he plays with pro players. He could be, like, don't get me wrong, Bezo's talented and everything, but they don't scoop him up for teams, like. Whatever. And Bezo's not even part of an organization, and that fool is playing with pro players. It's not just about not even just playing with the people in your org. Like they don't understand what being an esports player is nowadays. Like, you gotta constantly grind game battles and UMGs in order to be like slightly considered an esports player. But the thing is that those kids, like the people that are on the other competitive team, they don't do shit like that. Like, they don't constantly grind game battles or UMGs and shit like that. And that's usually where you get noticed as an organization, is on those websites. But they just don't feel like, they don't feel the need to do that. Why are you not hanging on to the goddamn wall? And they don't feel the need to do that, so they'll play arena all day long and hit like nasty snipes on kids on arena. Like, that's not that hard. Like, I know I'm not hot shit either, but come on, like, arena is not that like hard to play in and do like nasty shit on. You could do so much better on a UMG where it's actually a goddamn challenge. Like, people just aren't grasping the concept of what a competitive player is. Like, I don't know if you don't watch streams. Like, I know some people just don't watch streams anymore, like I do, but it's at a point where, like, you're trying to teach an old dog new tricks when he's been in the, like, I've been in the pound per se. Like, a dog that's been in the pound, you can't really educate him because he knows he's street smart. I've been playing with these people. Like, I've been playing since Modern Warfare 2, and that's when I started game battles. And it was like a once a blue moon every sort of thing, and then Modern Warfare 3 hit. Actually, no, Black Ops 1 hit, and Black Ops was just like, okay, you know, now I can actually start playing. Like, we used to grind, search, and destroy game battles all the time with my boy Carlos when it was on the 360. And after that, Modern Warfare 3, I took a quick break because I started slacking in high school. And then Black Ops 2 hit, and I was hitting, I was hitting game battles on the daily basis. That's when my parents were like, ah, dude, like, Hunter's just gonna do whatever he wants now. And they were cool with that. They were like, he's doing what he wants. He gets some sort of money out of it. Like, I was running S&D tournaments and shit. Oh no! I forgot I didn't have a glitch. Shit. But you know, like you're trying to teach somebody who's apparently like I'm not saying that I've been in the pro scene or anything like that, but like I've been around for a while to know that, you know, just because you're part of an org doesn't mean you gotta play with your team all the time. Like I play with game battles people all the time. Like I just randomly hit them up like on Twitter, like, yo, are you trying to run team ladder or something like that? Send the invite, send the stuff. And I have a low, like I'm not even gonna lie, I have a low game battles rank solely because of singles. Like people try to like view your rank and they're like, oh, it's cause if he's got a high number, like he's bad, like or something like that. I've been playing Search and Destroy for the longest time, and you know I pulled out some nasty shit, and people don't never realize that. They just look at your rank and they're like, dude, this kid is like, he's literal garbage or something like that. But I'm like a 200k, but that's because I'm playing singles all the time. And the funny thing is that those singles games teach you a lot of strats. Like I didn't know about that one where you plant right here facing the outside of mid and you could snipe it. I learned that from game battle, from getting like what 5-2 or 6-2'd by some guy on host. Like he just knew how to play and I didn't know. Actually no, I'll show you guys another one. You guys don't believe me. I was playing a 1v1 Search and Destroy on Breach, and this kid, I saw him plant. He planted right here, like right next to these yellow pipes. I didn't know, but if you come back here and just hide here, you can peek the bomb, and you can peek whoever's on bomb. Just right there, that's around. And these are just some strats that you pick up after like playing hours and hours end on of game battles. But all these kids, like the most competitive thing these kids ever do is play 8s. Like, okay, like whatever, 8s is for respawn. Also get some S&D practice in there every once in a while. Nobody likes practicing S&D, and that's why a lot of people have like just weak, like very like, I wouldn't say like it's like a strict S&D. Like all they do is just watch lanes, and it gets boring after a while. And you don't ever have like that player who pulls out these whack smoke plays. Like people criticize me for using a smoke grenade when that's some smart shit. Like if you can provide cover, your team's running cold-blooded and you can put the bomb down. Like what I do, round will fucking start, you know, you get on this wall run, I'll throw a smoke grenade right here in front of this little ledge and go immediately start planting facing here, because then you can peek it from top green, bottom green. You can come in all the wall run and just, that's it. It's not that hard of a play. But people don't like using smoke grenades because they're weird. Like I mean, they're not weird, but they're like too orthodox, and that shit's no fun. If you just watch lanes the entire time and don't run smoke grenades or don't run tacticals, like that doesn't, like, it doesn't help anybody. Tacticals are just made for, like, you know, pulling plays, checking bomb sites, but nobody likes playing like that anymore. Apparently they're just like, oh, we're just gonna run around with a sub and see how many normal kills we can get, and that's how we play Search. That's really not how you play it. That's why I run double nades on this map on a sniper rifle. So I'm right here for the first couple seconds, hit this wall run, see if I can get a pick. Or even I'll call them out. Like if I know I'm not gonna be able to hit it and I see some movement, I'll be like, yo, he's going mid, he's on cube right now. And that means that the team already has mid-map control. But the thing is that as soon as that happens, I know that as soon as I finish that little wall run, my double nade throwing ass comes over here, and Kobe's one right on bomb. Look where that lands. That's right on bomb. So in case they're planning, they're gonna fly away, they're gonna disperse, and it buys us time, and it prevents the bomb plant. Nobody likes playing like me, and I'll just stick back here and just keep throwing nades. Like, people just don't like the way I play, and that's not something that, like, it's just like nobody likes the way I play. It's just a certain group of people that don't like the way I play. I thought I was gonna get turned on. Yeah, bot. I've been like, that's the thing. I'm a really, like, I wouldn't say inconsistent player, but I have my off games. Like I went on a game battles streak the other day of just losses, and I'm not trying to sound like every little game battles kid, but the host, literally, we got a Puerto Rican host, and if you don't know what Puerto Rican host looks like, it's everybody's on a one bar and you can't do shit about it. And if you try to rotate hosts, both of them were for Puerto Rico. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So like what I'm trying to get at is that like this org decides to put more like attention on the smaller things that's really not getting them anywhere. But you can't, like, I can't do anything because like it's like it would be pointless for me to do anything at this point, because then that would just result in me leaving. And I'm not even gonna lie, they have this organization has the potential to be somewhere like I'm just speaking like this motherfucker got me killed. Like, I'm just speaking like futuristically, they have a future in the esports world, but if they just keep dedicating their time to hitting clips, and I understand that, but just leave that to the snipers. Like, you're more focused on that, and you expect the comp players to be hitting clips like we give a damn. Like quad feeds, like, dude, quad feeds happen all the time in comp, but we don't really give a shit about it because we're more based on the win. Like, we want the W, we don't want clips. Like, clips aren't gonna get us anywhere. No competitive player got on a specific competitive team for hitting a clip in hardpoint. Like, no one gives a shit. But what they do care about is the guy who clutched a 1v4 on 5-5 and went ham for his team to win a $200 search and destroy tournament. Like that, those are the people that matter, because of the people that you can, like, they're well trained, or like they're well practiced, they're seasoned players, and that's the type of player that you want for your organization, not a kid who just got a fucking 4-piece out the blue, like with a sub. Like, anybody can do that. Not saying that it's you don't need players, you need spontaneous players, you need aggressive players like that, but you can't base your entire recruiting like they do. Like, you can't base your entire recruiting system off of just can you hit clips. Or I know Leo tried to have me recruit people off of Arena, and I was like, dude, I haven't done that since Black Ops 2, and then I stopped doing that after Black Ops 2. Like, people on Advanced Warfare would be like, yo, you looking for an org? And they would be on what was that thing on Advanced Warfare? I don't remember, but it was like competitive or something like that. It had all the competitive game modes. It was a 4v4. It was like league play, where you'd actually have a league system. And yeah, it was just more of a, like, people would hit me up off of those game modes and be like, yo, you trying to pick me up? And I'd be like, nah, bro, like, what's your GB rank? And they're like, what's GB? And I'd immediately just, like, kick them out of the party, because I don't fuck with people that don't fuck with the shit that I fuck with. Like, that's the fundamentals of recruiting. If you're not familiar with that system, I'm not about to educate you on it, and I'm sure as hell not about to pick you up and throw you into a team. Obviously, that's like, you know, it's mean, but, you know, would you as a coach, let's say, let's put it in this aspect, as a coach for a sports team, would you pick up a kid who can run through an entire team but has never played on a team before, who has no concept of the word team? Like, nah, you wouldn't, because he's just some random he has a pretty good foot skill, like, as a soccer player, but he has no team-based skills. Like, yo, like, it just bothers me, man, because, like, people don't appreciate me, and I'm not about to whine and be like, okay, you know, you don't appreciate me, and start bitching about it. I just get over it, but this shit, it's gotten to the point where that's starting to bother me now. Like, I'm not appreciated in this organization. That's why I'm asking for help. Like, I wish you guys could, like, leave, like, your opinions in the comments, and you know, that'd be much needed, because I'm just, like, at the point where it's like, do I leave, do I not? Because Scuffy didn't want to, my friend Scuffy, he didn't want to play for this organization solely because of the fact of, how do you say it, he didn't want to play because he was being considered a B team. Like, I know that sounds very egotistical, but when the other team is filled with a bunch of egotistical fucks. Like, I'm not calling the captain or Shane, like the other two, Class and whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even know how. Arson. They're such egotistical fools because all they do is play eights. All they do is play hardpoint. But it's their weak search and destroy that really kills them in tournaments. Like, they choked a tournament because they weren't well practiced in search. Like, literally the only two people that were doing good in search were Shane and Squish. Shane and Brian. And like, I told them, yo, you gotta practice everything. Like, it's not just hardpoint. They're like, yo, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, alright, go ahead. And then they ended up choking the tournament. And then the funny thing is that the same e-girl that was trying to roast me, she's like, and I told him, I was like, I play tournaments. Like, you're not doing anything to help, like, this org. You're just some streamer. Like, that's like, and she doesn't even stream like, 'cause she's timid as fuck. Like, she doesn't like being on camera, 'cause that's why half of them stream without a camera. And she's just like, it's none of your business, and da-da-da, like, you're irrelevant at this point. And I told her, I was just like, I play tournaments like that, and she's like, yeah, like the one you backed out of. I was like, I backed out of the tournament right before the, for my trip to Bolivia because my teammates just could not play. Like, it's just unavailability of players, and I couldn't make a roster change on the last day because that would just, it'd be counterproductive. Like, then people would have to go and like switch it up on the website on Battlefire. I don't even think it was bad. It was like an IG tournament, an Instagram tournament, but I'm not gonna get all fucking heated about an Instagram tournament. It's just all about appreciation. Like, if you can't appreciate what you're given, like, I don't even know why I'm here. And I love doing this. I love being on teams. I love, like, being in organizations that, you know, like, help you get places. But when you're dealing with, like, cancer shit like that, like, I'm not about to put in the slightest amount of effort solely because you don't feel like cooperating. And I'm very, like, lenient with people and being disrespectful, but that shit's gotten to the point where literally I'm up to here with them. And I made an Instagram post last night talking about this subject, and I got feedback like, dude, you whine too much and da 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 da. And alright, so I'm gonna read you some of the comments just so you know, like, I'm not playing. So hold up. Here's the first comment. I went, and then Rumor said, don't sit there and try to say that because we picked up a few girls that are actually good, because you seen a few play and even got carried by you. I got carried apparently in a game battles by Luna. Like, that's when we were okay. Like, we were cool. We were talking for a little bit. All she did every round was just fly out mid map with her 7 sensitivity and just map kids on, I think it was our host, while I ran bomb the entire time. Like, it's what I do. Like, that's, if you don't realize, like, I'm an objectives player. I'm the one who smokes bomb, runs over to it, starts planting, dips out, and usually I don't just plant on the side, like, just like anywhere. I plant where you can see it. Like, if you have an AR on a stronghold, I can plant it to where, you know, you can see it from mid map or from half wall. Like, it's the consideration. Like, I'm always considering, okay, you know, this time let's plant stairs, like facing the stairs, because if we plant it facing the stairs, you can just sit in bunker, watch half wall, and if I get map from half wall, you just fly in and just body the kid. And people don't take into consideration that I'm constantly thinking about that in game. Like, you know, what are we gonna do next play? Do you want me to smoke it? Do you want me to stun it? Do you want me to get this pre-snipe? Do you want me to nade this part of the map? Like, but yeah, like, that's what he said. Don't sit there and try to say that because we picked up a few girls and you got carried, like, for no reason. Like, Jay, gotta keep pointing them out even though they're not on the team and did better than you and da 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 and shit like that, because you apparently can't get it through your head. Like, I know I got it through my head. It's just bothering me that you're choosing that over somebody who's dedicated a lot of time to this team. He's like, what do you, and then Shane is, what are you talking about, bro? We have more guys than girls, and the girls, we have our good snipers and gunners. Ellie Queen is probably one of the best snipers I've ever seen. Oh my god, I don't care. Blue Rose. Alright, so I'll give you that much. Blue Rose, I fuck with Blue Rose. Although she doesn't have a mic and she doesn't communicate like a good teammate should. I fuck with her because her gun skill is on point. I'm pretty sure she plays like some sort of competitive like all the time. And I'll give that to her. Blue Rose is good. But I'm not talking about Blue Rose. Like, I'm just saying e-girls in general, like, they start beef. And I'm not the only one because our social media manager, Becca, she told me, she's like, I don't fuck with any of the people on this team. Like, I fuck with you, Squish, and Shane. Like, that's literally all she fucks with. She's like, and I think all the other e-girls are annoying. And Luna is literally annoying because she's always on her feminist shit. And she's always starting beef with somebody. And oh, I wish she would start beef with Becca, dude. I'd be on her case like nothing. And the funny thing is, she messaged me. She's like, me and Squish are gonna be together forever or something like that. Or like, we're like, that's my man's. And I'm just like, you're so lost because I don't even think he takes you seriously. Like, you can't be taken seriously if you're an e-girl and live like literally 7. If you're more than 7 states away from your boyfriend, like you're not, you're a side chick and you're in denial, and she doesn't want to accept the fact that he goes to college. Like, he doesn't go to like a huge college, but I mean, it's college. You're still gonna get laid by like several different girls, and he's like, oh no, he won't do that. Like, just like I don't know how ignorant you are, but like I have a point, and you just don't want to view it that way. And then, Nigel's in the comments, he's like, Alejandro, why are you hating? I don't play competitive COD, and just 2 days ago we ran doubles and I practically dragged your ass. Couldn't get past 1 kill. I'm not even gonna lie, the stream's there, you guys can make fun of me all you want. It was just not my game. I came back from like 7-Eleven an hour later, we continue our doubles, and then I was like, 6-5, and we lost. And then he started doing some shit, and I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, I'll get heated about something and I'll get over it. Like, if it's score-wise, you just sometimes, like, I don't like to be complacent either. Like, that's also something I don't like to do. Like, I'll complain about it and be like, yo, we should have been watching our lanes. You should have been watching the plant. And I'm not complacent, but after a while, like, okay, a loss is a loss. You just gotta move on to the next map, or move on to the next game battles, or move on to the next part of the bracket. If you're in a tournament, like, just get over it. And then I answered it. I was just like, and I asked Rumor. I was like, who carried? Like, fucking Luna on our host. Like, I didn't really care. And then I told Shane. I was just like, dude, don't you remember the fucking revamp situation? He hasn't answered me back. And I told, and it's just me and Nigel. It's just like. Nigel said, by the way, Alejandro, didn't you say that you were done with this team? You said everyone is slacking and that you were the only one taking it seriously. I was like, I said my team, not the organization. But at the same time, he is right. I did say that. I was just like, I told him, I was like, yo, they fucking slacking. Like, I can't take people seriously anymore. Especially orgs. Like, I used to be part of really good orgs. People, like, who actually got shit done. People who signed us up for tournaments, got a sponsorship. And I'm not saying we don't have sponsorships, but when we're like, I don't even get paid from my sponsorship. Like, we don't get shit out of our sponsors. No one ever. We don't ever get shit out of our sponsors. We don't get shirts. We don't get any free promo. We don't, like, and I try to advertise our sponsors, but you just, I can't be doing that all the time. Like, and I don't even have the right tech to stream, like, like the pros do. Like, I don't have like the Twitch alerts. I don't have my rig. I have a laptop that crashes every 5 hours. I've timed it now. It's 5 hours. It crashes every 5 hours, and whenever it's on for 5 hours straight. And, I'm going off the PS4 stream, which is, doing fine for me because people usually have their comments on the side and then takes up most of the screen. I find a way where it's just my face, but people just aren't appreciative nowadays, man. That's my rant, guys. I hope you guys can help me. Like, please comment down below what I should do. Like, should I leave? Should I stay? Like, I just need to know. Thanks, guys.